In this video, I will show you how to write the equation of a circle in standard form. And the model is like this: x minus h squared plus y minus k squared is equal to the radius squared. Now, in this form, the center is h comma k, and the radius is r. So, looking at this circle, let's start by identifying the center. So, the center is this point right here. I see the center is 0, comma, negative 2. Okay, that's my h and my k. All right, so the h is 0, so this x minus h squared will simply become x squared. Okay, now it's time for y minus k. Well, that would be y minus negative 2, so that would be y plus 2 squared. Or sometimes I just think of it as doing the opposite. If I have a negative 2, then I'll have a plus 2. Okay, and then it's going to equal the radius squared. Well, the radius is 3. And 3 squared is 9. So here's the equation of this circle. Okay, for problem number 8, does the point negative 3 comma 5 lie inside, outside, or on the circle? So we can just substitute this point into the equation. We can just plug it in. If it's on the circle, it should make a true statement. In other words, if I substitute negative 3 and 5 in for x and y, if I get 100, then that means it's on the circle. If I get something less than 100, that means that this point is on a smaller circle, which would be inside the circle. If I get a value that's larger than 100, that means that this point is on a larger circle, which would be outside the circle. So let's do it. If I substitute negative 3 and 5, I will get negative 3 minus 1 squared, and then I will get 5 plus 4 squared. And the question is, does this equal 100? Okay, so I could work this out step by step. Like, for example, this would be negative 4 squared. Okay, and this would be 9 squared. And does this equal 100? Well, this would be positive 16, and this would be 81. Does this equal 100? Well, 16 plus 81 is 97, so this will be 97. 97 is less than 100. Okay, because it is smaller than 100, that means that this point is on a smaller circle, which will be inside the original circle. Okay, for number 9, I need to convert this equation to standard form. Notice the lack of parentheses. Standard form has parentheses like this. So how do I make those parentheses happen? Well, first of all, I need to change colors to a different color. First of all, I notice that all of these are divisible by 2. So that's what you should do first, is divide everything by 2. Okay, just make everything smaller. Okay, so what I'm going to get then is going to be x squared plus y squared plus 8x minus 6y minus 11 is equal to 0. That's the first step. I need this constant to move to the other side, so I am going to add 11 to both sides. So on my next step, I will have positive 11 on the right-hand side. At the same time, I want to reorganize my terms so that the terms that have x's in them are next to each other, and the terms that have y's in them are next to each other. Okay, so when I rewrite this, I will have x squared plus 8x. Now I'm going to leave a space to complete the square. Okay, and then I'm going to have plus y squared minus 6y. Whoops, I started to put an x by mistake. Let me fix that. Okay, minus 6y. Again, leave a space to complete the square, and that's going to equal positive 11. So completing the square is the process of turning this trinomial into a binomial squared, and that's where the parentheses come from. Okay, I'm going to have to do that twice. That's why I have these blanks here. So how do I complete the square? Inside of the parentheses, I see I have x's here, so I'll definitely have an x. But then I'm going to take half of this middle term. So see how this is positive 8, so I'm going to put plus 4. See how this is minus 6, so I'm going to have y minus 3. I'm just doing half of the middle term. Now, to complete the square, in other words, fill in the missing number in this trinomial, I need to take the number inside the parentheses and square it, sort of like what's being suggested by the fact that this is being squared. So if I square this, I get 16. So I'm going to have to put a plus 16. You have to show it on both sides. All right? Even if your answer is correct, if I look at your work and I don't see a plus 16 on the left side and the right side, you're going to lose a point. Similarly, I need to complete the square with the y's. I'm going to do that by squaring negative 3. Negative 3 squared is positive 9. It's always going to be positive. And again, I need to add it on the left and the right. One more time, even if you have the right answer, if I don't see plus 9 on the left and the right, you're going to lose another point. Okay, now, on the right-hand side, I now have 11 plus 16 plus 9. So that's going to be 36. Right, because 20, 36. So that is the standard form equation. I guess I'll just recopy it. So I have x plus 4 squared plus y minus 3 squared is equal to 36. That's standard form. In this form, it's easy to tell the center. All right, it's going to be the opposite of this and the opposite of that. So I will have negative 4 comma positive 3. There's the center. All right, the radius is going to be the square root of this. Since the radius squared is equal to 36, then the radius is going to be 6. All right, technically you're just taking the square root. Okay, that's great. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this video. Go ahead and click here in the red apple to watch the next video. Click in the green apple to subscribe, or click the yellow apple for the full playlist.